Okay, we're going to look at creating a new blank Pro Tools session, and we're going to import some audio into that. So the first thing we need to do, open up Pro Tools, and we'll go up to File, New Session. We're going to choose Create Blank Session, and I typically create my sessions in .wav, the most common file type here. I'm going to choose 24-bit and 44.1 as the sample rate because I know that the audio files that I'm going to import are those settings. Okay, so I'll leave them there. The I/O settings here, the input and output, this is your sound card or audio interface. And if I choose last used, that will default to whatever is plugged in, whatever you're using. So I'm going to go OK. Now we need to name the session. Now I keep all of my sessions on my main hard drive in a folder called Pro Tools Sessions. We've got some other sessions here. See if I go in there, we've got some PTX files. We've got audio files folder within this session, PTX. Right, so this session I'm going to call this Mixdown Session Demo. We'll save that. Okay, now we have a blank session here. Right, so to put some audio into this session, I'm going to go up to File, Import Audio, and I'm going to import some stems here from another program. I actually exported these from Logic. So we have a number of WAV files here. Also got an MP3 file here. I might avoid that one. I'm just going to import these main WAV files. Right, so if I click on a WAV file here, it'll tell me the bit depth and also the sample rate. Now these here need to match whatever your session is set to. So you can see here the destination is 44100 because we set that up. So we're all good. If your files are, say, 24-bit and 48 kilohertz, this is pretty common, I would recommend that you go back and change your session to that format. Okay, so then you don't have to convert them. Right, so I'm going to select a number of these files, hold Shift, select them, and then I'm going to hold Command, click on this one because I don't want it. And there's two options here. I can add these files to the session, or I can copy them. Now, if you add, it will add them to the session here, but it won't actually copy them to the session folder. So if I take this session somewhere else onto another computer, it's not going to bring them with it. So I'm going to go copy, and that will copy these files into the actual session folder itself. Click Done. Right, now it's asking me where to copy these files. It automatically always goes to the audio files folder within the session you've just created. Now on Windows, you would select a button down here. It would say use current folder. On a Mac, we just need to go open. It's going to process these files. And then we have two options here. I can create a new track, or I can put them in the clip list. In this case, I'm going to go new track. Where I'd use clip list is if I'm importing sound effects or certain samples and I want to place them at specific points on the timeline. Okay, I could go clip list, it'll put them in here and I can drag and drop them. In this case, I just want to go new track, okay. Now all of these stems are the same length. Okay, they've been exported properly from the other program, so they all line up. Right, if I go Command equals, this will switch between my mix window and Command equals my edit window. And you'll notice that our tracks line up here in the same order, top to bottom, left to right. Now, common problem when we import audio into Pro Tools like this, you'll see all of these tracks are selected, they're all white. Now if I go and try and click and drag and move these around, it doesn't do anything, which is a pain. So to get rid of this, I'm going to hold down Option or Alt in Windows, and I'll just click on the name. This will deselect these tracks, and now I can freely click and drag, move them around. Okay, now I'm just going to go File, Save. Okay, and I'm just going to close that session. Now let's just have a look at where that session was saved and what is in that folder. So I'll go here to my Pro Tools sessions. This was our session here. Double click on that. So within that, so far I've got a PTX file, which is my actual session file, and then I have a folder here with audio files within it. Okay, now you should never ever remove these files or folders from the main session folder here. Okay, if you're going to copy and back up this, you need to click and drag this to your USB or your hard drive. Common mistake is people will drag and drop this file. Now if I go and try and open this up on a different computer, it's going to try and look for these files here and it won't be able to find them. So always keep this intact.